Alrighty, this is our live version of the full breakdown of what I made for Some Plans. That is out now. I realized after I said that I was going to do a live breakdown of this that I don't really have a good way to do that because these are just exports of the project files. I don't actually have any of the mixing information or any of that stuff, but I'll try to talk about as much as I can on here. So, main elements for the song. The two main elements is this ARP here that you hear, and this is mostly only played during some parts of the verses and the main chorus. So this is that part that you hear that's like that main exciting melody that gets the beat going, and then throughout the entire song you hear this, and that's like sort of that background ARP that when this main ARP that you hear isn't playing, you hear this. And then I added in some pads and some chords to add a little bit of extra ambiance just to fill up that background space as a little bit of what you might call ear candy. But that's always playing throughout pretty much most of the song, except for some of the dropouts. And so then that full kind of sounds like this. And this is really it. Like, you know, there's drums and there's a lot of other stuff and vocals, but this is a lot of the stuff that was done for this was mostly, like a lot of the layers are really just mostly vocals, not a ton of stuff with the actual beat, which I think was good for me because I tend to put in a lot of elements into my tracks where I'll put like 8 or 9 different instruments. This was something nice and simple. As far as drums go, this is what it sounded like. Again, relatively simple. I had some cool transitions as well. So goes in, you can hear this transition down here. But again, like this isn't, revolutionary or anything. It's just a nice little drum pattern. It sounds great on the song. And then I added in these 808s, and the 808s hit pretty hard just to get that energy up. And that's what that all sounds like. As far as mixing and everything goes, I didn't put a ton of anything, like a ton of effects on anything. The only thing I really did, and I'll try to find that spot in here where I did it. I think it maybe is here. Yeah, so this ARP has there's this effect called Fruity Love Filter in here. You can't actually see this, so what does it matter? That's fine. But it's called Fruity Love Filter, and it'll take and chop up. It's called a gate. I don't fully understand necessarily how it works, but it kind of chops up the melody that you already have to the rhythm or the tempo that you're already using. So this sounds, that's the main melody, and then you'll see around here it chops it up, and that just keeps it interesting. So that just, you might not even necessarily hear that in the song, but it is happening just to keep things a little bit unique. So that all kind of goes from, I can actually play the full beat so you can see how it sounds with all the different layers. So it'll sound like this, and then the chorus breaks down for the second part, and it chops it up just to keep it unique. And then as far as vocals go, which was not bad, pretty cool. Basically, we have a bunch of different layers. And the big thing that was done on this song that Jamie tends to do that I really like the sound of personally, but not everybody does, is that he likes to add a lot of vocal layers. So you can hear, I'm just going to play the vocals.
Elevated like an astronaut, crash a spot. I'ma ride the wave like David Hasselhoff.
So this part right here
Elevated like an astronaut.
is on its own, right? And then he'll add in these separate
Elevated like
vocals.
an astronaut, crash a spot. I'ma ride the wave like David Hasselhoff.
And it kind of emphasizes some lines throughout the song, keeps it interesting. And then for the chorus, the Some Plans part, he does, all doubles. He actually has 3 layers of this. And then
Hey, I done came up with some plans.
they're all done the exact same, flow and melody and all the same way. But because they're all different takes, they sound just a little bit different, and it adds a little bit of energy to the song. And then if you play that all together, and this is not going to really be that long of a video. I said it was going to be a full breakdown in quotes, but you know, this is probably like a 6-minute video or something. It sounds like this. So this is the first drop in.
Elevated like an astronaut, crash a spot. I'ma ride the wave like David Hasselhoff. At the top, now it's congratulations.
And this first drop in is
Never
pretty sick.
standing still like a statue, that be the statue, dog. Know some people who move like the type of shed skin. You ain't break bread unless you actually fed kin.
That's pretty sick. I like that part. But anyway, and then the chorus, you can hear how those vocal doubles
My
sound.
mind can carry me somewhere where I got clarity. Hey, I done came up with some plans. Didn't give a fuck, now this shit is in my hands. Hey, I done came up with some plans.
And this was a pretty, drum heavy song. So definitely tried to emphasize the sounds like the 808s, the kicks, the snares and stuff like that, and have the beat sort of lay in the background, but it's still like and it's one of my favorite beats that I've done in a long time. And then also after the vocals cut out, you can hear that. It's a very cool beat, and I like it. But that's pretty much it. It's nothing crazy. 22 tracks. I normally, just because I'm still very new at this, I keep them pretty, some people will have like 60, 70 tracks per song, all doing different stuff. But this is 22 tracks. This is everything for the entire song. And that's sort of how I made it. So feel free to go check it out. And hopefully you enjoy it. It's out on all streaming platforms now.